Good morning, everybody. A gorgeous Friday, sunshine in May. I guess it's Kentucky Derby weekend. Okay. Well, we're off to the horse races today with a known winner. And it's a new restaurant called Jack's on Pearl with my guest, Darryl Shoemake. And great job. Good morning, Darryl. And kudos to you for brand new and fabulous.
I appreciate that very, very much. Well, Jack's on Pearl, located at 1475 South Pearl Street, just behind DU, came into inception March the 29th, 2022, right at the tail end of the pandemic. A long remodel here on Pearl Street, which used to be the tavern. So it was kind of a 1.5-year project, way exceeded the time frame and what we were hoping to get open, but we finally have opened. Jack's was the thought process in the name for Steve Lockton, who used to have Jack's Uptown off of 17th Street, and he named the restaurant after his dad. His dad was a world traveler, loved to dine out, loved to entertain, and so he built Jack's on Pearl in the honor of his dad. And the menu was kind of birthed out of places that Jack himself had been to, and Steve Lockton travels quite a bit. So there's some kind of it's an American contemporary menu with a little bit of Southern twist, a little bit of influences from Kansas City and from the Carolinas. And that's kind of how the menu was birthed. As any restaurant tour starts out, you have a multiple of items. You want to serve everything to everybody, and you just can't do that. So you really have to tailor that down and put things in the menu that make sense and that you can execute on a day in and day out basis. So that's kind of where the menu was birthed out of. We have prime steaks, which are phenomenal, and I say that not only because I'm here at Jack's, but when we're looking for the right steak to serve at Jack's. We looked at 12 different suppliers on steaks.
Oh, wow.
And steaks that are served at Shanahan's, at Elway's, at Del Frisco's, at Capitol Grill. And then we settled on our particular product that comes out of Chicago. It's a particular consortium of ranchers out of the Midwest, breed specific, Black Angus. And I think the big difference in our product is that we age our Kansas City strip for a minimum of 42 days, and we've been averaging about 48 in age. So that gives you a much better tasting steak, a much more tender steak than you would find of what's normal anywhere else.
I wish my husband was around. He was in the cattle business, and what you have just said is that's how you get a steak. And of course you said the strip steak, which he used to scream if anybody got anything but a strip steak.
Well, I made the mistake and I called with the owner, with Steve. I called the steak a New York strip, and
oh gosh,
I thought that was those were like using bad words.
I'm from Kansas City, so okay, I understand, but that's how it is. And you have a background at Elway's anyway.
Yes, I spent a little over 6 years at Elway's Cherry Creek, overseeing Cherry Creek, overseeing Vail, overseeing the Ritz and the airport at DIA. So I kind of cut my teeth in the steak business there at Elway's, and as you would say, kind of earned my stripes there to be able to come over and do Jack's. Along with that, we talked about the Kansas City strip. We have a 7-ounce reserve. We call it a Duke Reserve filet. What makes that special is we use a compote butter that we render down for 12 hours. We top that steak with some Calabrini peppers, so the acid cuts through the fat in the, there's not much fat in the tenderloin anyway, but it kind of cuts through that and just ends up with a beautiful product to the palate at the end. Also on our menu for non-beef eaters, we have a wonderful Scottish salmon that we bring in on a daily basis.
Beautiful, right?
And that is with a beurre blanc sauce and mango salsa. Also, that's a product that's been selling very, very well for us is a lemongrass scallops on forbidden rice.
Excuse me, wait. There is, you are at the restaurant, I know it, which is fabulous looking. But if anybody's looking, there's somebody in the background. They are cleaning the steps to go upstairs. So it
Yes.
isn't, it isn't just a little thing. It's a real person. Go. Go back to your scalp.
So kind of rounding out the prime cuts, we have a Sakura rib product that we slow smoke for 12 hours. And we basically, that product comes out each and every day right at 5 o'clock. So we're serving that product and we're basically cooking that product, smoking that product to be served that day. It's not a product that we're reheating.
Explain to me what that is.
So it is a Sakura. A Sakura is a breed specific,
Okay.
which is a Duroc, and the other crossbreed at the moment eludes me, but it's a combination breed of specific pork. When we were trying to pick our rib, we tried multiple different brands of breeds of pork, and this was the best that we could find, and that's what
These are ribs, not or is this the pork chop?
This is both. Well, we serve it in a pork chop form as well, a 14-ounce double bone pork chop that we brine for 12 hours.
Oh my.
And then we serve also the St. Louis style rib in a rib format. It's typically a 7-bone format, but it takes up it's ample. It's a ample portion for anyone that you could eat that and then get filled up. You could not eat a whole rack.
One takes a doggy bag home. And you have to talk about your oysters.
We have fresh oysters. We typically will always offer 2 East Coast and 2 West Coast oysters. And we use our East Coast oysters because they're larger in our grilled Rockefeller oysters, which are just simply delicious. So we have those.
The oysters. Are the ribs on both the upstairs and downstairs menu, or just
the ribs are both on the upstairs and downstairs menu? And
okay.
when Pat talks about upstairs, downstairs,
Yeah, I'm gonna ask.
our main floor is a white tablecloth setting. We have 67 seats on the main floor, 127 seats upstairs on an overlooking terrace patio, open patio that overlooks Pearl Street. So that upstairs setting is a little bit more casual. We have a lot of the items that we have on our main menu, but we've also included in there some hamburgers that we don't have on our main
That
menu.
hamburger is divine.
Oh, thank you very much.
Actually, we haven't even talked. I mean, like you have a house salad that blew our minds. It was so great. And one of my friends decided to order the veggie pasta. And I thought, really? Here? And it was out of this world. So all your stuff.
Well, we try to have, things in the menu with not having enough selection, but not having too much that we can't execute it properly. So obviously the veggie pasta for the vegetarians is there. And then obviously all of our salads. So we have a lot of gluten-free items actually on the menu.
Well, steakhouse usually does.
Yes.
And even the detail of like, people are charging for bread now, which I do understand. But when you get the bread that you serve, I don't know where you get your bread and your buns. They're delicious.
Yeah, we do a sourdough bread, boulé bread, and it really directly comes out of the oven to the table. So it's not something that we cook in advance. It's sitting around in a heat warmer. It comes straight from the oven to the table. So I think that's what
you give somebody whatever that garlic thing is that you could die for. It's delicious. It comes with that great big, you're gonna really go hog wild and splurge.
Right, correct. With a garlic spread, and then obviously a side of butter as well with the.
It's the butter afterwards, good for them.
Correct.
But I mean, all those little things made such a difference, even down to your desserts were good. I mean, really.
Yeah, all of our desserts are made in-house. And Pat, as you know, the devil's in the details. So you have to try to catch as many of the details and execute them on a day in and day out basis. Because there's so many details to touch between service and execution of food and consistency.
And your staff was wonderful, but I do have to say, anybody who's watching, leave room for some key lime pie because it was outrageous.
Our pastry chef basically squeezes those limes every day to make that key lime pie. So I think that's what makes it a little bit special, is going the extra mile to execute a good product.
Oh, everything. No, I was very impressed. And service as well. You had great wine and cocktails, and the decor is so inviting. You know, I mean, South Pearl is a pretty popular walk, or has been over the years.
Well, when you're able to make it back in, we've actually added our art pieces, so just kind of
gosh,
it finishes it out really well. And we also have, Saturdays and Sundays, 11 to 3:30, we have our brunch menu, which has some unique items on it as well.
Okay, is that upstairs and downstairs, or just?
Right now, we're doing the full downstairs and the upstairs patio.
Oh, I could be very happy there.
Absolutely.
And well, I have not experienced brunch there, but if you ran Elway's, I'm sure you will. People know that you do great brunches.
That's the goal.
Lots of small portions and delicious food. So technically, you are, well, tell us your hours when you are open. And it is Jack's on Pearl. And don't confuse it with JAX. This is JACK.
JAKS, that is correct. So we're closed on Mondays, and we're open Tuesday for dinner. Happy hour starts at 4 o'clock Tuesday through Saturday. 4 to 5:30 is happy hour upstairs. The downstairs opens at 5 o'clock to 9 currently, and so we'll probably expand those hours when we get into the summer, both downstairs and upstairs.
Happy hour is upstairs.
Happy hour is upstairs only, 4 to 5:30.
I just want people who are watching to have it correct.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And then our brunch hours, Saturday and Sunday, 11 to 3:30. And we're actually on Sundays at this point, we're closing at 3:30, but we're contemplating staying open till 8 o'clock upstairs.
Well, that would be very nice, because people like me always like a place for Sunday.
So
and I still think somebody should close some other day than Monday, because.
Oh yeah, it seems like everybody picks Monday to close.
Yeah, I just don't get it, but.
Open Monday, close Tuesday.
You know what? I'm sorry. I think that's a great idea.
And then on Saturday, we transition over upstairs from the brunch menu at 3:30 into our upstairs dining menu at that point in time.
Well, good for you. All right. So right now it's just openings. Well, you're open for Mother's Day, obviously.
That's correct.
And dinner too on Mother's Day?
At this point, no. And then that really relates back to a staffing issue. So we just have to get our staffing issue beefed up to be able to handle the demand. And so we're short staffed at the moment, but we can handle what we're taking reservations for.
Well, you may be short staffed, but I have to say, as a diner, observing the entire dining room as well as me, service was incredible. And there was somebody with a little child next to us. The child was adorable, but the staff was incredible to the child. So, everybody was wonderful to everyone there. The child was not with me, it was the next table.
Right. Well,
don't go with me.
I think one of the things that we coach our servers on here is that walk a mile in the guest's shoes and try to put yourself in their place and they're here to relax. They're here to unwind. They're here to take the stresses off. So do the best you can to execute that plan as if they were a guest in your home. And how would you treat them? How would you invite them in? And how would you service them? And if you're able to pull that off, then you're able to execute a good experience.
Well, as I say, I know it took you a year more than you ever thought to get open, but you have done an incredible job. And I don't want to say it in case it doesn't happen, but you are working on getting valet parking to help those who don't want to walk.
Absolutely. The valet will come to fruition. It's taken us a bit longer than we thought with the city, but we should be into that no later than the end of next weekend.
Okay, I have another question. I have not asked you this in advance. There is a garage down the next block. Can people park in that garage?
Yes.
I love I'm pointing like they can see.
Like they can, yes,
See the
right outside
garage
that window.
right there. That was real smart.
Yes, it's just a probably 200 feet, 300 feet from our front door. There's a parking garage there that is affordable, actually. So,
Well, it's a lot easier just to go in there.
right,
You know, if you-
$2 an hour.
Well, that's good. But I am so excited for you. And as I say, I don't consider myself a steakhouse girl. But after Jack's on Pearl, and you are more than a steakhouse, because I happen to be the oyster fish, that kind of person.
Mhm.
I mean, it was wonderful, but it is just terrific. And everybody I've sent there has just loved it too. So,
Well, it's we'll continue to do the best we can on our end and make the experience special for everyone that comes in and execute on the food and do what we can to push the business forward.
I'm sure it will be a huge success. Give your address, phone number, website. How do they make reservations? You may be new. The night I was there, it was mobbed. So I would suggest a reservation. You know, if one doesn't want to have to wait.
Yes, we take reservations. The website is up available at Jack's on Pearl. Jack's on Pearl, Denver. Our direct line is 720-868-5800. Able to make reservations at any point in time. And if there's parties bigger than the size of 8, you have to call in because we have to obviously be able to execute that properly and have enough room for bigger parties, but we're able to do those bigger parties as well. And the address is 1475 South Pearl Street, Denver, Colorado.
Just a great new place. And I don't think we missed anything, did we? I think we got you covered.
Well, as always, you're very thorough. So no, I don't. I think we
No,
covered.
I'm very excited, and I'm very excited for you. And I love to see great new things happening in our city. And you've just done a great job and a delight. Thank you. But before we go, please like and subscribe to the Gabb on YouTube. This whole interview will be up on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, as soon as I'm done and get it up. And now talk as much as you want. Thank you.
Much appreciated.
My delight. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Hope to see you soon. Thank you.
And if anybody, Mother's Day is coming, take Mom there. Thank you. Much love and happy Mother's Day to all. Have a great week. Bye-bye.
Thank you.